Our scripture this morning is found in John 3. Let's go ahead and read that. Now, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. This man came to Jesus by night and said to him, Rabbi, we know that you have come from God as a teacher, for no one can do the signs that you do unless God is with him. Jesus answered and said to him, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. To be means to be born again, to be rebirthed in newness of life, spirit, heart, and mind, to be like Jesus. For 40 years of my life, I guess I was a wannabe. I wasn't a 2B. I was not a 2B. You know, my mom and dad, we lived in Mexico, and my mom and dad, they were the best of sinners. They were really good at that. Okay? So my dad came up here to preach, to work in the USA, and he left. He actually abandoned my mom and those kids. He had 2 sisters and a brother. And he just left us to fend for ourselves. And we didn't do very well. Okay? We didn't have anything. And there was a preacher that moved into our village, and he talked to my mom about Jesus. Jesus can save you, he can heal you, he can be your friend, he can do all these things for you. And my mom discounted him. She was not going to have anything to do with Jesus. And so one night, my younger brother got sick. He got very sick. Okay, and he got he was going to die. You know, the nights where we were very dark. There was no light. There wasn't anything. And it was so dark, and my mom was pacing, and she knew that my brother was not going to make it through the night. He was very sick. High fever, he's crying, just restless. And you got better or you didn't, where we lived, okay? And so my mom remembered what that preacher had told her about Jesus. And in this desperation, she had nowhere else to go, okay? So in the desperate hour and desperate minute came that dusty dirt shanty, home, house. She calls out to God. She says, God, if you really are who this preacher says you are, then heal my son. Just like that. And boom, just like that, he's healed. Wow, he's just like, her eyes were like this, right? What? Reality. Okay? It was for real. And she said at that moment, she said, oh my Lord, and oh my God, my life is yours. I'm going to see you for the rest of my life. And she did. Okay? She did. But she had this faith now that she decided, next day she would talk to the preacher and told him about what had happened. And he said, let's pray for my husband to come home. And they started praying for my dad. He was up here in Colorado, and he was, like I said, he was a first-class sinner, right? He was going to marry this lady in Laramie. So he was, during Christmas break, and my mom set a date for Christmas, to have him back by Christmas, which was, the preacher, I don't know anybody setting the dates like that. Anyway, they started praying, and my dad got this restless thing in his spirit. He just couldn't let him rest. He couldn't rest. And so, Christmas came around. There's going to be a Christmas break where he worked, and he was making a decision to go to Laramie or go back home to his family. He decided to go back home. The Spirit got to him to go back home. They were praying, and they were in church. I guess you call it. It was a church in the house, the missionaries. And Christmas Eve, he pulls up in a cab in front of the church, home church, And somebody runs in and tells my mom, hey, husband's here. My mom wasn't surprised. She wasn't surprised, not at all. She wasn't surprised at all because she knew it. She knew it, okay? She runs out and grabs him and brings him in. My dad has his own story, his own testimony. When he walked in, he was saying, everybody started yelling and jumping and praising God. It's like, what is going on here? Because they had been praying for him, right? But he didn't know that. It was like, man, what happened? Crazy people. What's me? What did I bring? Anyway, the next day, my dad was expecting a big fight because he'd been gone for a long time. But he wasn't. There was no fight. And he's just like, she thought she looked the same, but she wasn't the same. She wasn't the same. Okay? And that spoke to him. She didn't have to tell him about Jesus or speak to him about that. Her character, what she had changed to, little butterfly. Okay? That spoke to his heart. And the very next time there was a revival meeting, he ran to the altar. He ran to the altar, right? I want what you have. I want. And his transformation was the same. Boom, it's over. And then that spring, we came up here to Worland to work the fields, migrant worker, right? We came in a truck with a bunch of other families to Worland. And when that season was over, my mom and dad decided to stay. We completely changed our lives. Okay, we didn't go with everybody else. And while they were there, they attended church. They got the pattern of how the church was run. And that church back then was Wednesday night, Friday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday night. Church, right? With no time limits. Okay? No, it wasn't. And so then my dad he was so to be, okay, that he got called to preach in Riverton. Okay? And so we went to Riverton. We didn't know where we were going. There was no house, no nothing. Just go to Riverton. So they found a little house, 2 rooms. One was all the rooms that the entry room, the kitchen, the living room, and it became the church. The other room was where the beds were. Okay, and so he started holding church Wednesday night, Friday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night. And every time my dad preached, he would make the altar call. It was a message of salvation, right? An altar call. Who wants to receive Jesus? Even to the family. I don't know how many times over the family was saved. They just raise your hand, kind of thing, right? I didn't raise my hand though. Okay, I didn't. I was just not buying into this thing. It just wasn't. Okay. And then so in Riverton, so in 1960, 61, there was this rumor. Every once in a while, you get this rumor, this story. Some cultish person says the world's going to end this day. I don't know how many times that's happened. I know you have heard that. Okay. So in 61, 60, 61, something like that. I was 11, 12. Somebody said the world's going to end on a Monday. Right, on Monday. And I wasn't sure whether it was or not. I didn't know. Why did I know? I said, maybe it will. So, but I knew, I said, okay, I got to do this because I've heard the sermons about heaven and hell. I didn't want to go, I wanted to go to heaven. Okay? And so my plan was, okay, Sunday night, my dad's going to preach, and he's going to make the altar call, and I'm going to raise my hand. I wanted to be sure that I was on whatever this thing that took us to heaven, I wanted to be on there. Whatever kind of vehicle it was, okay? I was not going to miss it, okay? So sure enough, Sunday night with church, okay, there was singing, there was petitions, and there was testimonies, and there was, everybody sang a special, and you didn't have to know how to sing a special. You just sang, okay? You just get up there and sang. It's going on and on and on and on, and I'm thinking, Monday's coming here pretty soon. I need to get this thing. Okay. I really do. Right? And so I'm waiting, and Dad finally starts to preach. And of course, he finishes the sermon, and at the end of the sermon, he gives the altar call, just like all the time. 100% he was going to do it. That's why I waited till Sunday night. And before he finished asking, who wants to receive Jesus, I was there. Okay, I'm good. I'm good to go now. Because I raised my hand. Okay. Of course, Monday came and Monday went. It didn't end. Right? But because I raised my hand, I considered myself to be. I was to be. Okay? And so that's for 40 years I went through life that way, thinking, oh, I'm good. Not. Okay, I'm not, I wasn't. It's just a wannabe, but I wasn't to be. The disciples often ask, it can't be done, and please increase our faith. And what did Jesus say? If you had faith like a mustard seed, okay? So you don't need truckloads, you don't need mountains of faith, you don't need truckloads, you don't need bushels full of faith. All you need, okay, and all it takes is ordinary faith. He takes you and he makes a beautiful life, transforming you from what it used to be to something new. You get this unquenchable thirst to be. And he will respond to you. He will meet you. He will encounter you. And you will be you'll be a flying, soaring butterfly. Something new. He will make something new of your life. That's what he will do.